In part 1 of our first day in Beijing, we looked at our hotel, its food, then went to a pearl factory and then proceeded to Tienanmen Square. In part 2, we complete our walk through the square and proceed into the Forbidden City via the monumental entrance. We explore some parts of the Forbidden City, then exit at the Imperial Garden, then head off to dinner and attend the Golden Mask Dynasty show. Tienanmen Square was built to hold 600,000 people and was intended by Mao Zedong to be one of the biggest in the world in 1958, but today it only ranks 7th biggest. To reach the south gate of the Forbidden City from the main part of the square, you take the Tienanmen Avenue underpass. The square gets its name from the south gate of the Forbidden City, Tienanmen, which means Gate of Heavenly Peace. The portrait of Mao at the entrance weighs 1.5 tons and was first erected in 1949. It always looks fresh because it's replaced each year before October the 1st, which is Chinese National Day. A loud hailer prepares you for entering security. Emily went ahead and bought the entrance tickets, which were included in our tour price and cost about $4.50 New Zealand. And we prepared to enter the complex in single file and have our bags scanned. Despite the crowds, the process was quick and efficient in typical Chinese fashion. Yeah, lovely. Once you get into the city proper, you are met with thousands of people, gate after gate after gate, and room after room after room. After you enter the Gate of Supreme Harmony, which is near the middle of the city, the people density drops off as they enter other parts of the complex. A common myth, and also stated by our tour guide, states that there are 9,999.5 rooms. However, survey evidence supports just over 8,700 rooms, 90 palaces and courtyards, and 980 buildings. It's mind-blowing stuff, and even more so as this was my second trip here. And what about the history of this place? Well, construction started in 1406 and used more than 1 million workers. It served as the imperial palace for 24 emperors during the Ming and Qing dynasties from 1368 through to 1911. It was also the set used in the well-known movie The Last Emperor, which was released in 1987. No one could enter the city without special permission of the emperor, which is why it was called the Forbidden City. Today, the Forbidden City is known as the Palace Museum and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Crane is for longevity. It's made of jade. What? Wow. Wow, it is too.
That's a pearl. And white jade. We don't have white jade in New Zealand, right?
No.
White jade. Statue is the god of longevity. Everything is longevity. All jade. So in our country, we have multi-colors.
Right. This jade is extinct now, so it's very, very valuable.
At the midpoint of our 3-hour walking tour, we had some free time in the palace and used the 5-star toilet and did a photo shoot. A Chinese TV drama series on Chinese history with authentic period costumes hit the air in the summer of 2018 and became wildly popular. It was set here in the Palace Museum and centered around a young girl who enters the imperial court as a maid, became a concubine and rose through its ranks. The show was so popular that to date there have been more than 17 billion streams over the internet, and now people from all over China come to the Palace Museum to dress in the traditional costume and take a photo of themselves. The last emperor had 3,000 concubines. Serious for one concubine. Beer.
Okay.
We decided to go to the optional show at a cost of $70 New Zealand or about $50 US. The theatre is located near a theme park. Just across the road from the theatre, which was the Overseas Chinese Town Grand Theatre, were a block of restaurants, so we decided to eat there before the show with our guide Jing. The staff didn't speak English, so we used our Google translator. Very good.
Success!
Oh, here's our chief.
Done? It's one? Okay.
And one coffee. How about drinks for three of you?
No.
No. Okay. That's it. So 3 noodle, 1 this one. Okay? So you calculate in the money.
3个如何？
对，3个牛和1个那个。
Say that again? That's right, that's pretty good. Even I can understand it.
No, you can't misunderstand it.
Meal-wise, the dishes were very basic, and they cost about $7 New Zealand dollars, or about $5 US. After that, we wandered across the road to the theatre. A question that I'm often asked in my private life is, why do Chinese people talk so loudly? Well, I know the answer to that, so when a tour guide uses a loud hailer to talk to somebody 2 meters in front of them, it does make me laugh. The Golden Mask Dynasty show is a must-see in Beijing. It's spectacular in its dances, costumes, acrobatics, lighting and acoustics. Its stage mechanics use some of the most advanced stage technology available and cost $30 million to build. keep an eye out for the massive flood toward the end of the show. Imagine creating something like that. The show is about a fairy tale legend of a dynasty and its queen, and it's performed by more than 200 actors, many of them Olympic athletes. Not only did Trip a Deal get a huge discount on the tickets for us, but also got us in on the front seats in the theatre. We hope you enjoyed travelling along with us as much as we love telling our travel story. And we look forward to seeing you in our next episode, where we do a ton more stuff, including climbing the Great Wall of China.
Tourists everywhere. Bloody tourists.
Yeah.